usually he's more willing to listen to you. Am I right? Especially if you don't make a fuss. So that he realizes your respect for him is there because of God, etc. 1 Corinthians 10:13, you have to trust God that he will never allow things that are beyond what you can endure. You understand? Ultimately, it'll still be your faith in God that's still put on trial. So question is, go back. Is God real or not? Are you truly a child of God? If you are, no problem. God has my life and the lives of my spouses and my children all in their hands. What if he says no? The thing is, you learn to make what we call a wise appeal. Now, a wise appeal, you understand, David Gothard has this, what's his name? Bill Gothard has this wonderful thing. The power and effective appeal, you need to come to an agreement with your husband so that whenever he says something, I want this, and then you say no, he says no, then you learn to say, can I make an appeal? An appeal by nature goes against, you understand, it goes against the intention of the authority because you want him not to do that but to change his mind. Therefore, because it is trying to get a person to change his mind, you got to be very careful with respect to how you use your words and certain things. So remember, like Marley, she asked her husband, can I go out and one of my friends go out and just have a last lunch with this friend. He says no. Why? Because last night we already had a dinner with her. Why another one? And so she kept quiet. The next morning she came and said, she used the right words to say to him, and he said, okay, look, do what you want. So she went out and had lunch with him. But she submitted to her spouse. She appealed. You have to. She's a wonderful appealer. Huh? I learned from her how to use right words, etc. But the point is, we need to learn from these women who are really, very gentle woman, but she knows how to appeal, and very godly woman as well. First thing, you need to check your relationship with God. Remember the disciples' prayer, Our Father who art in heaven. Our Father. What's your relationship with Him? Check your motives. Is your motive His reputation, His goals, His authority? If it is, you go and look through the scriptures. If that's the case, then you're making Him predisposed to listening to you. Choose the right time to appeal. The horrible thing is if he's under stress, that's the time you want to appeal. You know what I mean? When he's so tied up with this and he's like, please don't. Choose the right time. And you always ask, may I appeal? And he says, okay, can I have some time? I need at least an hour. Now if you need half an hour, say an hour, because we are very chonghei. Better to have to say an hour and give him 45 minutes so that he feels better, rather than saying half an hour and take 45 minutes and he feels more angry. Same thing like expectations type thing. So the point is, you must be ready to sacrifice, remember, and give up certain things, and then whatever decision is given, you must be also able to accept. These things you must be prepared to first before you enter. You need to give accurate information, why you say so, what you feel, what will happen, our children, and all these things that just give it to him. And then you check your attitudes, whether do you have the right attitudes of reverence, loyalty, and gratitude. And of course, using the right words, very helpful. In communication, we'll talk about some of these things. And always display the right response. You learn the art of a proper appeal. Remember Balaam's donkey, what did he say? He was whacked. All he said was, what have I done to you that you struck me these 3 times? He never kicked, he never did anything, right? Submitted very patiently, and then Balaam said, because you made a mockery of me. If there had been a sword in my hand, I would have killed you by now. So furious, and yet the donkey just said, am I not your donkey on which you've ridden all your life to this day? Have I ever been accustomed to do this to you? I've always submitted to you. I've always obeyed. I will never do any. You understand? Not easy, right? This book by Bill Gothard is a good one to read if you can get it. All right, 3 things will happen if you do it God's way. 3 or 4 things, some things. The husband changes. The husband asks about the problem. Remember, God lays it on your heart to bring up the matter. Remember I told you, nagging is saying it twice, right? Which means you only have one shot, plan it once. And you still feel like you need to say, just pray and pray. If God says bring it up, you bring it up. If God doesn't bring it up, God will change your heart. One of my ladies said she wanted to have another child. The husband kept saying no, 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 no. And then she kept, and it was creating problems. And then she prayed and prayed, and God told her, give it up. So she did. And then marriage was a lot better. You understand? It can reverse any which way. Some reasons why husbands don't listen to wife, upbringing and culture, or Chinese culture in particular, Okay, and how your parents bring up your child, your sons will tell. Secondly, fragile ego. Some men have these problems all their lives. You know, I mean, their upbringing. So you must understand that, and you must be aware of that. And then the thing is, you've assumed leadership in the past, so it's a lot easier to let you continue to lead. So you need to deal with that. So others, it's just a plain lack of understanding what biblical headship is all about. Okay, these are some reasons. You can look through them and just see whether it works or not. All right, we'll take a break here. I know I've run out of tape, right? Oh, just okay. Huh? Have a bit, just nice. Wow. A few seconds. The thing now.